Welcome to Permission to Thrive. I'm your host, Suzi Lula. As a spiritual therapist for over 20 years, I have the honor and privilege of ushering women and mothers just like you on a journey from simply surviving to powerfully thriving. I also have the honor of raising our son, Will, who is now a young adult, with my longtime partner, Jamie, so I'm right there on the journey with you. Consider this your personal sanctuary, your space to meet your heart, embrace your messy, and come home to your most authentic, extraordinary self. My hope is that you leave resourced and inspired because you are here to shine. Welcome to Permission to Thrive. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Permission to Thrive with me, your host, Suzi Lula. It's been a minute since I've recorded an episode, and I definitely want to speak to that, where I've been. And as well, Mother's Day is this week, so happy Mother's Day, or as I like to call it, happy Remothering Day. And I couldn't let a Mother's Day go by without acknowledging all of my beautiful mamas and women who listen in, and for all of you who are remothering yourselves, which is the real work of a mom, and all of us who are seeking to live a rich, soulfully connected life. So welcome. Today's episode is on remothering ourselves. First, I would love to address my absence. It's May 2025 right now, and I actually haven't recorded an episode since January 2025. So for those of you who don't know, in addition to hosting this beautiful podcast and seeing individual clients, I also teach online courses. I certify other coaches in soul psychology. I run a soul psychology community, all done online. And on January 3rd of this year, I became aware that I was the victim of cyber fraud. And it basically, quote, took down my entire online platform. I also live in Los Angeles. So between the fires that happened in LA and the rebuilding, and as I'm calling it, the rebirthing of my soul psychology online community, both physically and emotionally rebuilding and rebirthing, I haven't had the bandwidth to record episodes in quite a minute. So thank goodness for Mother's Day. For as much of a Hallmark holiday as it is, and it is a Hallmark holiday, my love and support and celebration and acknowledgement of moms out there, women out there, all of us out there seeking to better the next generation, to mother, be it your own children, mother a project, mother your own life, mother the gifts that you came here to bring and to share. This holiday, it reignited the spark within me. It has infused me with the bandwidth that I've needed to begin to record episodes again. So I'm very grateful and thankful for this holiday and for all of you mothers, all of you women who listen to this podcast and whom I've created such an intimate relationship with. I am grateful for each one of you who is listening and who is fed by this podcast, because during this rebirthing process that I will speak to over the next weeks and months, because it has indeed been a deep process, I have received so many emails and DMs and encouragement to keep the podcast going, that it matters to you. And for that, I am eternally grateful. So I will be speaking to this rebirthing process that I've been going through having experienced cyber fraud over the next few weeks and months. But today, I really wanted to come on and celebrate and acknowledge all of you women, all of you mothers. Many, most of you are going through your day-to-day life, giving so much to so many, and more often than not, really not getting deeply acknowledged and seen and valued. So today, if there was ever a day for you to open your heart, simply receive, allow yourself to feel seen, to feel acknowledged that what you are doing, what you are giving to others, whether you have children, whether you are mothering a project, whether you are mothering yourself, your life, what it is that you came here to bring and do, please know that I see you, that what you're doing, who you are being is important. And may this day, may this episode feed you to your core, that you literally leave this episode so deeply connected and reconnected to your own spark, to your own light, to your own soul, to your own spirit, that you literally leave here rebirthed yourself and ignited with the nourishment, with the nurturing, with the fuel that you need to be enriched from the inside out, and then have all of your outer relationships enriched from this place. So what is remothering and why is it so important? So remothering is the process and the practice of giving to ourselves that which we were not given when we were children. So listen to that again. Remothering is the process and the practice of giving to yourself that which you did not receive when you were a child. The inner experience that you are worthy exactly as you are. The inner experience that you are enough exactly as you are without having to do anything to earn your value. The inner experience of being seen, of being treasured and cherished, valued for exactly who you are as you are. Remothering is the inner experience of feeling connected and safe inside of yourself, supported inside of yourself. For those of us who are mothering our children, we all want our children to know that they are seen, that they are valued, that they are worthy exactly as they are. And yet, it is impossible to give away to someone else that which you do not possess within yourself. And so the good news is that if we want our children, if we want those around us, if we want future generations to know that their worth and value is inherent within them, and for them to feel their own worthiness, we need to connect and reconnect with our own worthiness, with our own value, maybe even for the very first time for some of us. So there are two key takeaways that I have for you today. The first takeaway for today in remothering yourself is the recognition that taking care of yourself as a woman, as a mother, is not only not selfish, but it is the most selfless thing you can give to yourself, and certainly the greatest gift that you can give to your children. So we women, we mothers are taught to put ourselves last, to take care of everyone else to our own detriment. There's nothing wrong with taking care of all those around us. We mothers are fabulous at that. It is the giving of ourselves to our own detriment, the taking care of others to your own detriment. That is the challenge. So self-care, or soul care, as I call it, it does take time. It is an investment. And you will not invest in yourself if you think it's selfish. So the first thing is, to whatever degree that you may experience guilt when you care for yourself, when you put yourself center, the first thing is to be willing to change your belief, to make a decision that not only is this not selfish, it's the most selfless thing that I can bring to myself and those around me. It's a decision. It is a decision that I made that I would never feel guilty again for taking care of myself. And you know why? You can do this experiment with yourself. When you are running on fumes, when you are running on empty, I will speak for myself. When I was running on fumes, when I was running on empty, when I would walk into a room, my son, my husband, Will, Jamie, they could just feel that I was impatient or I was exhausted or I was running on fumes. They would learn to maneuver themselves and walk on eggshells so as not to upset me because I'd be impatient, because I'd be frustrated, I'd be overwhelmed. So when I recognized that that is actually narcissistic, when I'm not taking care of myself, when I'm martyring myself, when I'm not caring for myself, I am more likely to walk into a room and all those around me have to scurry around to basically take care of me. I didn't like how I was showing up. I didn't like that I was showing up impatient, exhausted, overwhelmed, martyred. When I recognized that it was filling up my own tank, it was taking care of myself, it was taking the responsibility to invest in my own heart, my own soul, to live a soul-fulfilled life, then I showed up as the woman that I wanted to be, as the mother that I knew was inside me along. I was more patient. I was more caring. I had more of an overflow. I was more connected. I was more present. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my life more the more I took care of myself. So I made that decision. I will not feel guilty. I will not feel guilty anymore in the taking care of myself because I liked how I was showing up better. And all those around me were also more enriched. My relationships were more connected, more intimate. The more bandwidth I had, the more bandwidth I gave. It was Maya Angelou that said, people will not remember what you said, but people will always remember how you made them feel. If you think of your own childhood, you will remember, how did you feel in your own home? What was the energy that you felt in your own home? What was the atmosphere that you felt in your own home? So your own children, your friends, your spouse, your in-laws, your co-workers, they're not going to remember what you said. They're going to remember how you made them feel. And when you deprive yourself of taking the time and making the investment to care for your own spirit, you end up depriving all the individuals around you of your best self, of these rich relationships that most of us are longing to experience. So it is the decision that you will no longer feel guilty for caring for yourself, because you will know that how you show up in your relationships, you'll like yourself better. You'll be more connected. You'll be more present. You'll have more fun and joy and inspiration and creativity. You'll experience abundance and be inspired in your life. So what are some of the practices of self-care, of soul care? It's different for every individual. It might be for you simply getting out of your chair, out of your home, and taking a walk around a park, around your neighborhood, sitting outside under a tree, looking up at the clouds. It could be something very simple that doesn't need to take a lot of time, but it's the practice of disconnecting from only your physical 3D world and connecting and plugging into something that is greater, that feeds you, that nourishes you in a way that this physical world cannot nourish you, cannot solely nurture you. Perhaps it is lighting candles. Perhaps it is taking a bubble bath. Perhaps it is listening to some either beautiful music or music that you can put on so loud and sing at the top of your lungs. It really matters less what it is and more how it opens your heart, how it fills you, how it nourishes you. It might be calling a friend that you feel really safe with, that you feel really supported with, and being willing to share with someone very vulnerably something that you're going through. You know, we women, we mothers, we're taught we must be all things to all people all the time. And it isn't easy to ask, to be vulnerable, to receive. You know, when I was going through this cyber fraud, which I will share more deeply about, I got a text from a dear, dear, dear friend, and she said, "Your pain is my pain. What can I do for you? Because if you are hurting, I am hurting." And then she said, "You are not alone." And those simple words, "You are not alone. Your pain matters to me." It just brought tears to my eyes. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. For you, perhaps it is calling a friend and sharing intimately or vulnerably something you're going through, allowing yourself to receive, and giving that friend, that spouse, that partner, that other individual the opportunity, the gift to support you. You know, whenever a client, whenever a friend, whenever a student shares with me something that's vulnerable, I've been doing this work for over 20 something years. And to this day, whenever someone shares with me something that maybe they've never shared with another being, maybe it's something very deep within them, I feel so honored. I feel so privileged that someone will let me in to something that maybe is so deep that they don't let other people in. They haven't felt the safety to share with other individuals. I treasure that opportunity. And so if there's something in you that you've been carrying the burden of, the weight of on your own shoulders, find someone, maybe reach out to me, email me, let me know what's going on within you. We have a tendency as women, as mothers, to carry this all within ourselves. So you are worthy of connecting with another human being, to share vulnerably, to receive. So I'm going to ask you right now to just take a moment, if you're not driving a car, to close your eyes, to ask yourself, what is it that you so needed in your life that perhaps you did not receive as a child? What is it that you so need in your life right now? What is it that would make a difference to you in your life? What is it that would be helpful to you, that could assist you to unplug from yourself as simply a physical being and plug yourself into knowing that you are a spiritual being? You are a soulful being. You have a heart. You are a being. You have a soul with certain needs. And when you nourish and nurture those needs, it allows you to feel that your life is enhanced. What might that be? Just listen for what might that be. And then just say to yourself, I will seek to give that to myself this week. Maybe it is waking up 15 minutes earlier and writing in your journal. Maybe it's watching a silly show on TV. Maybe it is playing a piece of music and singing at the top of your lungs. Maybe it is taking a shower and taking an extra long shower and just being by yourself for a few moments where you are uninterrupted, where nothing can distract you, and you just let yourself exhale. Maybe it is calling a friend. Whatever that is, set an intention with yourself that whatever is prompting you, you will fulfill that this week before this next episode next week. And then the second takeaway for today is self-love is the heart of all love. Self-love is the heart of all love. So self-love is not an abstract concept. I used to hear that phrase, self-love, often, and I would wonder, what in the world is self-love? When we didn't experience being accepted for exactly who we were when we were children, when perhaps we didn't have a mom that was emotionally connected to us, when we didn't experience that inner feeling inside of us, self-love can feel very elusive. It can feel very mysterious because we have no reference point. And so the practice of soul care says to your core self that you are worthy of caring for yourself. And that is love. When you feel that you are worthy of caring for yourself, that is love. That is self-love. So I'm going to take you through another guided process for you to experience exactly what self-care feels like inside of yourself. So again, just close your eyes if you're willing. Call to mind something that you so wished you had experienced when you were young. Perhaps it was an emotional connection with your own mother. Perhaps you so longed to have felt like you mattered, to have felt accepted for exactly who you were. Perhaps you longed to have been encouraged to follow a dream, or to have followed and been invested in your education. Perhaps you longed to have felt safe in your own home. Perhaps you so longed to be encouraged to follow a dream, or to be invested in education. Perhaps you longed to have felt safe with an adult, to have felt supported when you were scared, to have felt supported when you really wanted to take a risk. You just wanted someone to be there and say, I'll be right here if you fall. I'll be right here. I'll help you pick yourself back up. So what is it that you so longed for? What did you most need when you were young? You just let that bubble up to the surface of your awareness right now, and perhaps place your hand on your own heart. And whatever the very thing that you most needed was, you call that to yourself right now, and you say to yourself right now, I am so sorry that you didn't experience that when you were young, but I am right here and I will provide that for you right now. I am here for you right now. I've got you. I see you. I support you for exactly who you are right now. You are safe with me. You are enough exactly as you are. You are worthy. I see your innocence. I see the longings of your soul. I see the longings of your heart. I see your vulnerabilities, and your vulnerabilities are safe with me. I see the gifts that you so want to give to the world. I see you. I support you. I see what you long to do and be in the world. Go for it. I've got you. I'm here for you. I've got you when you risk. I've got you if you fall. I've got you. I'll help pick you up if you do fall. And as you hear yourself and feel yourself saying these things to yourself, I've got you. I support you. I see you. You are cherished. You are loved. I am right here for you. I'm not going anywhere. I will go to the moon and back for you. You deserve this. You are worthy of my attention. You are worthy of my time. You are worthy of caring for yourself. I support you. You begin to envision, who am I when I support myself? Who am I when I feel inwardly supported? Who am I when I know I'm safe inside of myself? Who am I when I go for it? Who am I when I don't need to be perfect? Who am I when I know that I will pick myself back up if I fall? Who are you when you live from this place of unconditional acceptance? Who are you when you live from your soul, the soul part of you that does not judge? Who are you when you're more soul fulfilled? How do you show up differently in your life when you yourself are more soul fulfilled? How do you show up differently in your life when you yourself are more soul satisfied, more soul connected, when you plug yourself into what really matters? Who are you? How do you show up differently to your children, with your spouse, with your partner, to your coworkers? How are you yourself different? How are you yourself enhanced? How are you yourself inspired? How do you show up when you are more inspired? What does that version of you look like? That is the greatest Mother's Day gift you can give to yourself. That is the greatest remothering gift that you can give to yourself, that you give to yourself, that you are worthy of giving to yourself the very thing that will have you show up differently in your life. You are worthy of your own investments. You are worthy of your own time investment, financial investment, emotional investment, physical investment, spiritual investment. You are worthy of your own investments. Who are you? How do you show up differently? Who is this version of yourself? What does the remothered version of you look like? What does the remothered version of you feel like? And as you begin to feel that, just begin to open your eyes and make a pact with yourself to come back. Listen to this episode again and again. Listen to this episode a couple of times. Go through this guided process a few times so that you feel inside of you that you actually are, in fact, worthy of your own investment, worthy of your own time, worthy of your own risk taking, that you will support yourself in whatever risk you are being prompted to take. You're an infinite being, you're a spiritual being, you have unlimited potential. So wherever you are in your life right now, you are limitless. There is another risk. There is the next prompting of your soul. There is that next thing that your soul is seeking to live here, a rich and enriched, soul fulfilled, soul satisfied life. And so when you follow that, often it is by coming back and re-listening to a guided process so that you feel that light up in your nervous system. So you feel the feeling, you give yourself that experience of what real self-love, self-support looks like, feels like, is like, and you are more fully able to step in to that remothered version of yourself. So please give the gift to yourself of re-listening to the guided process. Give the gift to yourself of taking some time to yourself, of whatever it is that will matter to you, that will make a difference to you this week. Give yourself the gift of remothering yourself this week. And if you have received something where you feel yourself ignited, sparked, lit up from the inside out, share this with another woman that you want to see light up, someone that you feel deserves to be lit up in her life. Share this, gift this, so that more and more women, more and more mothers plug in, release that old, outdated, antiquated belief that taking care of ourselves is something we should feel guilty for, that taking care of ourselves to the detriment of ourselves is the norm. Gift this to someone, share this, pay it forward to someone who could really use the permission. That's why I call this podcast Permission to Thrive. We women need to support each other. So please share this episode. If you would, go to wherever you watch and listen to your podcasts and follow Permission to Thrive. This is the way that we can give back to all those around us. And in the next few weeks, over the next few months, I am going to be sharing very vulnerably, very personally, what it's like to build, rebuild, birth, rebirth an entire community. Perhaps it's a rebirthing of a relationship in your own life, something that matters to you. I will share my own experience in the hopes that it will inspire you to birth whatever it is that is in you that you are ready to bring to the world. So happy Mother's Day to any of you who are mothers. Happy remothering of ourselves as women, as individuals on a spiritual journey, seeking to live a very soul-satisfied life. So much love to you, and see you next week. Much love, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. If there was something in this conversation that spoke to you, we'd so appreciate it if you would take the time to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share this episode with women and mothers you know, because you are here to thrive. See you next time.